Why is my wife anxious? People become anxious when they feel threatened. Anxiety is always a threat response. Most husbands just want to help their wives. They jump to fixing too fast, and when they do that, their wife stays anxious. I want to be very clear that the threat does not have to be real or valid. It's like if right now a tornado siren goes off, I'm going to feel some anxiety because my safety will be threatened. The anxiety will go away though as soon as I realize that I'm not really in danger. When your wife is anxious and she's talking to you about something that's upsetting her, that means she's having a threat response. If you're trying to help her, your job is to help ease the threat. The problem is most men see the problem and then they see the fix. So they jump right to the fix. Your wife comes home and she's upset because her friend didn't text her back. And so she's talking to you about it and she's all worked up about it. You're going to say, she doesn't need to be worried about that. So then you're going to tell her something because you want to help her. And you'll say something like, you shouldn't worry about that. I'm sure she was just busy. The problem is the person who's having anxiety can't really see the full picture because they're locked up in their emotions. To help the anxious person, you validate their emotions and then reflect back the thoughts. It'd be something like, I could see why you're worried about that because it's unusual for your friend not to text you back. And then the wife says, yeah, and I've been thinking about it all day and I just don't know what I did wrong. You then do the same thing. Validate emotions, reflect thought. I could see why you're feeling anxious because you don't know if you did anything wrong, but she's acting different towards you. When you talk to a person like that, it helps them get their perspective back because it does multiple things. The most important thing it does is it makes that person feel seen. When they feel or know that you are understanding and empathizing with whatever the thing is they're worried about. So when you validate, it helps bring them down emotionally, gives them more space in their brain to have a fuller perspective of what's really going on. The more you validate your wife, the more it'll help her say things like, I'm sure she was just busy. Or even if there is something that happened, it's kind of on her to address it because I know I've treated her well. So I think I'm just ready to let this go. Or if she's not able to get to that point, she'll be more open to your suggestions. So if you're validating, and your wife feels understood, you can ask her, hey, I'm really trying to understand where you're coming from. Do you feel like I'm really hearing what's going on? And if she says, yeah, I do, you then can say, I've got some thoughts about what's happening. Are you in a spot for me to share those with you? At that point, your wife's going to be in a way better position to actually receive that. And as a result, you will have then helped your wife. Most husbands just want to help their wives. They jump to fixing too fast. And when they do that, their wife stays anxious. Anxiety is a threat response. You eliminate the threat, you reduce the anxiety. The best way for a husband to help reduce his wife's anxiety is to validate her emotions, reflect back the thoughts. It does not mean you're agreeing with the thoughts that she's having. You're just agreeing that you can see how she feels the way she feels. Most women just want to be heard. When you give that gift to your spouse, it helps them calm down, gain their perspective back. And when they have that more grounded perspective back, they're more able to see the full picture. You reduce the fixing and then you increase the listening by just telling your spouse what you understand about the thing they're saying. A way I do this for myself is I'll tell myself, Tyler, you're just her best friend right now. She doesn't need you to fix it. She just needs you to listen. If you found this helpful, let me know in the comments and also subscribe to this page